Good evening. I'm Mary Hassler, Chair of the Harford County Commission for Women, and I'm honored to welcome you and your families to the 2023 Leading Women Awards ceremony. Tonight, we celebrate some of Harford County's truly remarkable young women. Our nominees come from all corners of the county, but they have this in common. Their efforts are leading the way to a brighter, more compassionate, sustainable, and prosperous future for Harford County and beyond. Tonight is our opportunity to say thank you as we highlight their tremendous academic accomplishments and their contributions to our community. In addition to our leading women, we will also honor our 2023 Woman of the Past, Vi Ripken, whose outstanding volunteerism, dedication to our community, and mission to serve at-risk youth have had lasting impacts on thousands, and I mean thousands, of young men and women here at home and nationwide. I am also honored to welcome Claudine Adams, our 2023 Woman of the Present, and the 2022 Harford County Athena Award winner. Claudine has broken barriers, both professionally as the founder and CEO of Bravura Information Technology Systems and in public service. As the first woman board chair of the Northern Maryland Technology Council and the Harford County Education Foundation. For 35 years, she has been a champion and a mentor for women in science, technology, engineering, and math disciplines. Together, these two shining examples prove that one leading woman can truly make a difference. But before we begin, I'd like to welcome Joe Slicka, the director of the Harford County Department of Community Services, to the podium to offer greetings. Joe?
Thank you, Mary. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Harford County Leading Woman Awards. We're in for an exciting evening. Our nominees are simply amazing. I know you will be inspired by the work and accomplishments of these 15 outstanding women. I'd like to take a moment to thank the parents, caregivers who are with us tonight for supporting and encouraging these young leaders. I'd also like to express my gratitude to the nominators. Thank you for recognizing these young women and sharing their stories with us so we can applaud their work. Many elected officials have joined us to help us honor these nominees this evening, and I'd like to recognize them. The County Executive for Harford County, Bob Casserly. County President, Pat Vincenti. And from Councilmanic District B, Aaron Penman. We appreciate you for taking the time to be with us this evening. I would also like to recognize our generous sponsors without whom this evening would not be possible. The Harford County Public Library, Harford Mutual Insurance Company, and Harford TV. Finally, please join me in a round of applause to thank the Women's Commission, including members Joy Christmas, Christy Halford, Allison Imhoff, Bonnie Miranda, Catherine Oler, Raman Tamarico, and Nancy Turner. And a special thanks to our Leading Woman Awards Ceremony Committee members, Mary Hassler, Jill Hamilton, Mary Teddy Ray, and Stacy Rebert. And I would also like to express my deep gratitude to Teresa Smith, Taizi Murgowski, Linda Boren, and Meg Dean from the Department of Community Service for their support for this incredible event. And finally, I would like to personally thank my deputy, Amber Schroeds, for all the planning and time you spent in this event to make it a success. I greatly appreciate, Amber, your effort in this matter. Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the County Executive, Bob Casserly.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming out. I'm going to thank Joe and Amber as well for their role in teeing this up. So I'm honored to be with you this evening to celebrate tonight's nominees. Their successes and bright futures are an inspiration to us all. In fact, these outstanding young women are already changing the world. They have achieved excellence in school, and they volunteer countless hours to improve the lives of others. On behalf of the citizens of Harford County, I'm proud to congratulate these leading women. Tonight, we also applaud the contributions and efforts of two exceptional women, Vi Ripken, woman of the past, and Claudine Adams, woman of the present. These women are examples of focus, determination, and endurance. Our community has benefited tremendously from their compassion and leadership. I'm certain that their stories will inspire our young women leaders to accomplish new goals, break new records, and reach new heights. Finally, I would also like to acknowledge the Harford County Commission on Women. They are the visionaries of tonight's event. They lead by example, volunteering their time, their talents, and to support economic, social, and political equality of women throughout our county. I would especially like to recognize Mary Hassler, Chair of the Women's Commission, Jill Hamilton, the Vice Chair, Dr. Mary Teddy Ray, and Catherine Oler, who recently completed 2 terms with the Women's Commission. Harford County is deeply grateful for your leadership and for your service. Thank you again to each one of you. Thank you for our participants, the folks who nominated you, and to all of tonight's honorees.
Thank you, County Executive Castley. It has been an honor and a true honor to serve on this commission for the last 6 years and to serve with a remarkable group of women. So thank you all, and please give them a big round of applause. They put their heart into this. So I'm especially pleased tonight, in my last appearance as chair of the commission, to celebrate an incredible icon for our community as this year's Woman of the Past, Vi Ripken. Born and having grace as Violet Roberta, and that was my older sister's first name, Roberta Gross, Mrs. Ripken was the daughter of Charles and Hazel Gross. She attended Aberdeen High School, where she would later be inducted into their Hall of Fame. She was a varsity athlete in 3 sports, and her drive and ability were legendary. To illustrate, Vi played basketball as a defensive player. At that time, defensive players couldn't cross the center line, but Vi didn't let that stop her from scoring. She taught herself to make baskets from half court. If you've never heard that story, just ask her children, because later in life, she was still able to show them how it was done, and she really could do it. But Vi is best remembered by her classmates for her sense of fair play, honesty, and commitment to community service as a member of the school's Tri-High-Y program. Also at Aberdeen High, Vi met Calvin Edwin Ripken. They married in 1957, a year after he had signed with the Orioles as a catcher. Cal spent 36 years with the team as a player, manager, coach, scout, and minor league instructor. During his time in baseball, he was known as the Ripken Way, which focused on the game's fundamentals, hard work, and being accountable for your actions on and off the field. Vi once said that when Cal Sr. became the club's manager in 1987, it was one of her proudest moments. Undoubtedly, another proud moment was the night Cal Jr. broke the record for most consecutive games played, earning his nickname, the Iron Man. Lifelong members of the Aberdeen community, she and Cal and their 4 children, Ellie, Cal Jr., Fred, and Billy, lived in a split-level home on Clover Street. Neighbors described Vi as the kindest woman who maintained an immaculate yard and always waved hello. When the children were young, Vi would take them on road trips to Cal Sr.'s minor league games. Rather than have them sit on the sidelines, and she's such a good mom, Vi often got them working on the field, with Ellie dusting off bases and Cal, Fred, and Billy serving as bat boys. Vi dutifully attended her children's high school games, often hopping from field to field to watch Ellie play softball and Cal play baseball. Then she'd go home to care for their paternal grandmother who lived with them and make the family dinner. Talk about an iron woman. When her own children were grown, she recognized a rising need for Aberdeen children to have a nurturing and safe place to gather. In 1990, she and a small group of Aberdeen business people helped start a Boys and Girls Club chapter in her own hometown. For over 30 years, she played many roles at the club, including volunteer, advocate, and board member. She also held an annual ladies-only golf tournament, the Vi Ripken Diamonds in the Rough, raising thousands of dollars for at-risk youth scholarships. The tournament continues to this day under the leadership of Vi's granddaughters, Austin Ripken and Mariah Ripken Curl. Derek DeWitt, the executive director of the Boys and Girls Club in Harford and Cecil counties, perhaps said it the best. Ms. Vi was the matriarch of 3 families, the Boys and Girls Club, notice he puts that first, the Orioles, and the Ripkens. 3 decades ago, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Harford County started with 40 members. Today, they serve more than 6,000 youth each year and have helped more than 40,000 children. Ever the advocate for under-resourced youth, in 2001, Vi Ripken became the founding chairwoman of the Cal Ripken Senior Foundation, a nonprofit organization providing at-risk youth with access to athletic programs that build character and camaraderie. With the Ripken Way in mind, she set out to help young people across the country. Steve Salem, president and CEO of the Ripken Foundation, recalled his first meeting with Vi. He said, "She was a feisty leader who had the respect of everyone, and I do mean everyone in the room." Roger Ralph, a fellow board member, described her as one of the most authentic and straightforward people you will ever meet. One can't help but like her. Thanks to Vi and many supporters today, the Ripken Foundation serves over 1.2 million kids in 42 states and Washington, D.C. In addition, the foundation has completed youth development parks in 26 states, 19 which are adaptive fields for children with differing abilities. And the foundation has 66 fully operational mobile STEM centers in 13 states. In honor of Vi and Cal seniors' years of dedication to the community, in 2016, the Cal Ripken Senior Foundation opened Vi Ripken Field adjacent to the Aberdeen Boys and Girls Club. What a fitting tribute, bringing together Vi's love of sports and her concern for all children. Through her passionate advocacy and dedicated volunteerism, Vi Ripken transformed the lives of thousands of young people in Harford County and throughout the country. If you ever wonder whether one person can make a difference, Vi's legacy is the answer. When it came to a life of service, Vi Ripken hit it out of the park. Thank you, Amber, for that ball thing analogy. Tonight, we are honored to have Vi's daughter, Ellie Ripken, her husband, John, and family with us. Would you please join me as they stand to thank them for being here and for allowing us to share Vi's legacy and Vi's story with a large round of applause. Please stand, Ellie and family. She is truly an inspiration. And ironically, other members of the family were supposed to be here tonight too, but guess what they're doing? They're playing ball somewhere on a field somewhere close by. So we send our love to them. Anyway, it is my pleasure to bring up to the podium Stacy Rebert, a member of the Harford County Commission for Women, and she will be introducing another inspiring leader, our woman of the present, Claudine Adams.
Good evening. Claudine Adams, CEO and founder of Bravura Incorporated, has been recognized for professional excellence and leadership in philanthropy and mentoring small business and women leaders. Claudine has 35 years of professional experience building operations and businesses. She was ranked #1 in the nation for her performance at Xerox and was responsible for building Adams Communication to over $200 million in annual revenue, launching it from a small to a large business. Claudine founded Bravura in 2014 to provide services to the Army, the Department of Defense, and others. Her company has been recognized as one of the fastest growing small businesses. In 2019, she received the Harford County Chamber of Commerce Business Award for the R&D Technology category and the Visionary Award for significant contributions to the community. She received the Best of Belcamp Award for computer support and services for 2015, 16, 17, 19, and 21. Claudine is the first woman chair of the Board of Directors for the Northern Maryland Technology Council, which provides STEM programs in the county, and the first woman board chair of the Harford County Education Foundation. She also serves on the board for the Maryland Center for the Arts. Claudine received the Athena Leadership Award in 2022, an award given to women who have demonstrated exemplary leadership in their career and assisted the advancement of women in their professional communities. Born in Philadelphia, Claudine graduated from the University of Pennsylvania with a Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology. She then received a Master of Theology from Calvary Christian College in Waldorf, Maryland. She is a member of the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, the Smithsonian Institution, and a former member of Aberdeen's Economic Development Advisory Board. Presently, she is a member of Women in Defense, AUSA, and the Industrial Representatives Association. Please join me in welcoming Claudine Adams.
Well, hello, everyone, and thank you and welcome. And I really like that bio. It was way too long. Next time I'll shorten it for you. But I just wanted to say good evening to you all, and I am just so honored to be here. I'm so pleased to be here, and it's just wonderful to see the young ladies and the things that they have done. They have worked so hard. I actually had the opportunity to peep a little bit at some of the things that you have done, and I just have one word for it. Wow. Congratulations. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about, but I thought I would talk a little bit about success, because that's why we're here, right? We are in a room full of successful people. Can't you feel the power? I can feel the energy just standing here. So I thought maybe we would talk a little bit about that and a little bit about my philosophy around success. First, I'd like to start with asking you all a question. How many of you were told that success is about following your passion? Yeah, just quite a few. And so I would say that is admirable. However, I'm going to explain to you that success is not just about following your passion. But I'd like to start first with the definition of success so that we are all on the same page. Success is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose, or the attainment of fame, wealth, or social status. So I'll say it again. Success is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose, or the attainment of fame, wealth, or social status. Well, the accomplishment of aim or purpose does sound wonderful, but when I was a little bit younger, I spent quite a bit of time trying to understand what my purpose was. Therefore, I didn't know what my aim should be. How can you be successful if you don't know where you're going? And I can imagine that some of you young ladies in the room have really determined exactly where you're going to go. Some of you might actually be answering the question to where you want to go because everybody keeps asking you and you want to have a decent answer. So I didn't know what I really wanted to do, but I did know I wanted a good job. And to get a good job, I had to get into college, and to get into college, I needed to get good grades, and to get good grades, I had to study, and to study, I had to get my habits together, and then I had to balance my time with extracurriculars and volunteer time, because I wanted my teachers to give me good references, and suddenly my whole calendar was filled with activities. Each of those activities I felt was so important because they were all leading down this unknown path of success that apparently I felt like I wanted to be a part of.
So, and when I did all those things, what happened? I got praise. My parents said I was doing well. My teacher said I was doing well. Those who knew how to adult praised me. They said, "You're going to be successful," they said. "You're on the right path," they said. They said, "You're going somewhere." And you know what? I like the praise. Who doesn't like to be praised and complimented? But you know what I kept thinking? How do they know? How do they know I'm going to be successful? I'm trying to do the right things, but they were so sure that I was going to go down this path and be successful. And what happened about that is it actually put a little more pressure on me because I didn't want to be the one they said, "What happened to her?" You know, we all thought she was going somewhere. So anyway, so what did I do? I worked hard and I put my efforts into doing the things, just one foot in step of the other, going to this activity, doing this and doing the next things in line. I listened to those who were successful, and they said, "Follow my passion." So I tried to do that. I went to the University of Pennsylvania. I studied psychology. I landed an internship at Jefferson Hospital. I talked my way in, and for 2 years I was a counselor there, which was really cool. And then the day arrived. Yay, I graduated. And I got my first real job at a local psychiatric hospital, which was really cool. And then I got my first paycheck, and I was so excited. And I opened my paycheck, and I looked at it, and I said, "I'm broke." And those of you who are in service know exactly what I'm talking about. So I looked at my first paycheck, and I realized, hey, I'm not really gonna make it on this salary. But I had done everything I was supposed to do, right? I worked hard, I got the good grades, I got into the good university and all that wonderful stuff. So I thought, well, now what? Because all I wanted was to afford my own place, to own my own car, and have a little spending money on the weekends to party now and again. That wasn't too much to ask, was it? But yikes, when I saw that paycheck. So I worked there for a little while longer, and I was trying to figure things out. Because as I was thinking about success, I was thinking to myself, well, this can't really be all of it because I wasn't satisfied and I wanted to do more. So I didn't feel like I was there yet. So while I was trying to figure things out and work at the psychiatric hospital, I was browsing the want ads. I saw a job listing for an entry-level position for Johnson & Johnson, and they said they would train you. I said, that sounds like something I think I could do. So I applied for the position. Turns out it was a recruiting firm, and they said, "You know what, we don't have that job, but we have this other job that we think you would be perfect for," and it was at Xerox. It was a sales job. I got the job. I finally got my first paycheck. I opened my paycheck, and I looked and said, wow, I'm not so broke anymore. It still wasn't a lot, mind you, because you make commissions, and that could be a tough thing. But so what I learned in that whole process is that it's not always about following your passions, because that is admirable, but success is often about following your opportunities. And following your opportunities is a little bit different than following your passions. So back to a definition, so we're all on the same page. What is opportunity? A set of circumstances that makes it possible to do something. So if opportunity is a set of circumstances that makes it possible to do something, and success is the accomplishment of an aim or a purpose, then it stands to reason that you have to have the opportunities to be successful. Sounds logical, does it not? Because if you have a passion, but you don't have the opportunities, then you have a wonderful passion, but not really a lot of outlet on what you need to do. So opportunity is a key component of traveling that bridge to success. And what do? You create opportunities for yourself by preparing and learning. And the other thing is to be open to opportunities. Now, these opportunities don't always come in the package that you want. When I took the job at Xerox, it had little to do with my passion for psychology. I used a lot of psychology that I learned in selling, so it was a good thing. But I took advantage of an opportunity, and I had no idea where it was ultimately going to lead. Opportunities don't come in the packages you want. I had a young lady, she wanted to be in media, And I offered her a position. She had graduated college. She was kind of going from unpaid internship to unpaid internship, trying to follow that passion. And so I offered her the option to work with me. I would make her a media specialist. She could do my marketing for me. She could do some things for me that I thought would give her the opportunity. She thought about it. She called me up and she said, "I'm sorry, I'm going to pass on this job." Mind you, this is an unemployed person. So what happened? She really thought that if she took this position, she was going to block her way of getting to be the media specialist in the entertainment world, which is where she really wanted to be and not in the corporate world. About 2 weeks later, she calls me up and she says, "I think I'm going to take the job." I said, "Good choice." And I think her parents were grateful too. So she applied. So she worked with me for about 2.5, 3 years. And then what did she do? She applied for a job as a media specialist in a local radio station. And what did they want? A couple years experience as a media specialist. So therefore, she got to where she wanted to go. Thank you for the tip, Mary. She got to where she wanted to go, but it wasn't the path that she thought she needed to take to get there. So success is as much about opportunity as it is following your passion. Second, I also learned that success is many achievements along the way. With a calendar full of activities, I had no time to enjoy the things I was achieving. Staying focused on the next step without taking the time to enjoy where you are is really not success. Because if you're not taking the time to enjoy where you are, what's the point of the success? I had a friend who told me about his friend. He wanted to take his family on a vacation. He was a workaholic. He worked every year. It was going to be next year. Every year it was going to be next year. Every year it was going to be next year. And finally, he decided he was going to take his family on that trip that he had been postponing. He goes to the travel agent. He works out all the details. He's got all the papers in his pocket. He's got his plane tickets in his pocket. He's on his way home, all excited to tell his family. And unfortunately, he had a heart attack. He never made it to his family. He never made it on the trip. So, ladies, I tell you to enjoy things while you can. Please do not pass away with the tickets in your pocket, because that is not where you want to be. Sometimes success is taking the S off your chest and sitting and waiting and reflecting and giving yourself an opportunity. Someone's very happy. And giving yourself the opportunity to enjoy what you've done. Last, I see the part of definition of success in the dictionary that I want to address, because at the beginning I said it was a purpose. I was surprised to see that Webster added in there that it was also the attainment of fame, wealth, and social status. I would submit to you that fame, wealth, or social status is not success. Fame, wealth, and social status are byproducts of success. They should not be your aim. If you focus on chasing the byproducts of success, you may very well feel successful for a time, but it is not long term. Those feelings are fleeting. Wealth is fleeting. Fame is fleeting. We all know social status is fleeting. Heck, I even had 3,000 followers at one point, and then I think I got canceled. But chasing these things in and of themselves is not success. Because success is not just an outward achievement, it's also about a state of mind. I've often wondered how famous actors who were so wealthy and they seemed to be so successful, why were they so unhappy when they had fame, wealth, and social status? I started to think about it, and I learned the real reason why they're not happy, or some of them are not happy, is because their success is really not based on a solid foundation. They are not contributing. What they are contributing is not in alignment with their personal values. It's not providing them with a sense of self that gives them comfort about who they really are. So true success leads to a sense of well-being when it's founded in the right thing. It's a quality of life based on what is valuable to you. That's why the monk in the hills can feel just as successful as the business mogul who has all of the fame and wealth, where that monk has done none of that because their success aligns with the values and provides well-being. I've tried to show you a little bit today of what I've learned. I tried to show you that opportunity is a key part of success, and it doesn't always come in the package you think. I tried to show you that success is many achievements along the way that you must take the time to enjoy, and that success leads to a sense of well-being when it's founded in the right values for you. It looks different to different people. And you ladies are way off to a fantastic start. But before I leave you this evening, there's one other thing I would like you to think about. The journey to success, as we know, is not an easy one. It is not a straight uphill climb, and it is certainly not fun all of the time. Sometimes you got to go sideways, sometimes you got to go backwards, sometimes you slip and fall, you got to pick yourself back up. But the path to success isn't always the one that you see as you take those steps towards the journey that you're going. And as you climb that mountain, you do often get discouraged. There's a personal motto that I've used to help me along the way, and I hope it helps you too. There is an envelope with you guys. It said, don't open until you were asked to. Well, now I'm asking. So if you can open it, give you a second to do that. All right. It might take you a minute. You can just rip it. What I'm leaving you with, and I'll just give you another minute to open it. It's called the Optimist's Creed. And when I was in school, I was walking down the campus there, and I saw this, and I bought it, and I have used it. I have looked at it. I have reviewed it to energize me, to get me on the right path, and it's just been an inspiration to me in my life. I hope it's the same to you. It says, promise yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind, to talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet, to make all your friends feel that there's something in them, to look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true, to think only of the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best, to be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own, to forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future, to wear a cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile, to give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others, to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. So I hope that that's inspirational to you. There is a second page there. You can write your own thoughts down on and look at this for some things that make you happy and keep you going. Thank you, everybody. I really, really appreciate my time with you.
Thank you, Claudine. Please join me in another round of applause for our Woman of the Present. I'm glad you explained that jump from your degree to Xerox. I read out loud to my team practicing today, and they were like, how'd she do that? So I'm glad you kind of filled it in. Okay. Now it's the time we've all been waiting for, the opportunity to recognize our 2023 leading women. The young leaders nominated tonight fall within 3 different categories: 7th and 8th graders, 9th and 10th, and 11th and 12th. Our nominees completed a challenging application which included essays, letters of reference, and providing information about their goals, grades, and community service. The awards committee carefully reviewed each submission and rated our nominees' responses with a numeric score. The nominees with the highest scores in their age group were determined as the winners of the Leading Women Scholarship donated by Harford County Public Library. Once all the nominees are introduced, I will announce the winners. Our nominees are in alphabetical order by last name. When I read your name, please come to my stage left, and we'll come across here and then get your certificate and shake hands and for a photograph. Okay. Our first nominee is Camille Duncan, nominated by Reverend Dr. Marlon Tillman. Camille is a senior at C. Milton Wright High School, where she organized a group of students to restart the Principal Action Committee, which helps the principal gain student perspective on issues throughout the school. Camille holds a 4.0 GPA and is a member of the Science National Honor Society. She enjoys volunteering for the Harford County I Can bike program and through Zeta Youth affiliate clubs. Camille seeks to be a change agent in her community by volunteering with multiple organizations and is a role model for her peers. She admires Virta Freeman Welcome, the first Black senator in Maryland, for her forward-thinking legislation on equality, discrimination, and interracial marriage. Congratulations, Camille. Our next nominee is Linda Dillon Garcia, nominated by Susan Hoy. Linda is a 17-year-old student whose contributions to her community included tutoring children at Lassos, the local nonprofit supporting non-English speaking residents, spending time with elderly residents at Amazing Grace Assisted Living Facility in Bel Air. In addition to teaching children piano, she has organized a service project to encourage young musicians to volunteer to play music at local nursing homes. Linda is a junior in Edgewood High School's International Baccalaureate program and maintains a 4.625 GPA. Inspired by Princess Diana's willingness to help lift people, Linda hopes to pursue a degree in music, become a lawyer, and be a translator to give back to the Spanish-speaking community in the United States. Congratulations, Linda. Chris Gray, nominated by Meredith Helt. Chris is a junior at North Harford High School. She is a member and a volunteer tutor for the National English Honor Society. She is part of the Superintendent's Student Advisory Council to prevent bullying, harassment, and intimidation through discussion and projects geared to affect change. Chris holds a 4.5 GPA and is a reporter and editor for the school newspaper. She also participates in community activities such as Kindness Week, the Renaissance Fair Food Drive, and Wear and Share. Chris hopes to become an attorney so she can make lasting changes in government policies. She admires actress Viola Davis for her perseverance through adversity during her childhood and is a Black woman who did not fit the mold of Hollywood. Congratulations, Chris. I was on the committee that reviewed these, and your bios are absolutely amazing across the board. And my team, I read them at work today, and they were like, wow, just so. Next up is Caitlin Heiderman, nominated by Aaron Flynn. Caitlin is a senior at C. Milton Wright High School who has made meaningful contributions to her community by volunteering with Meals on Wheels, St. Ignatius Catholic Church, and Sark's Walk a Mile event and Walk a Mile on Her Shoes event. Additionally, Caitlin is a board member and social media ambassador for Letters to Rose, an organization that collects letters and artwork for elderly nursing home patients. She holds a 3.83 GPA and is an advisor for the school's writing center, which helps students with their writing skills. Caitlin admires Alice Roosevelt, daughter of President Theodore Roosevelt, for her independence and opinions regardless of how society thought she should be. She plans to pursue a career in human rights law. Congratulations, Caitlin. Ella Holbrook, nominated by Robin Zicker. Ella is a senior at Harford Christian School, aspires to become an elementary school teacher. She is the captain of the volleyball team and received the school's Coaches Award, which was recently renamed the Ella Holbrook Award for good sportsmanship, a positive attitude, and encouraging spirit. She maintains a 3.6 GPA, is vice president of the Honor Society, and the senior class president. An active church member, Ella teaches the Awana program to preschool children and participates in the Christmas Nativity. Ella admires Vibia Perpetua, a Christian noblewoman in 3rd century Carthage, for her unwavering faith and refusal to give in to the demands of others. Congratulations, Ella. Joycelyn Joy Jacobs, nominated by Patricia Page. Joy is a 9th grader at the John Carroll School, where she maintains a 3.89 GPA. She is a counselor in training with New Service Training Employment Program, NSTEP, a leader in training for St. Joan of Arc Camp Intervention, and a member of the Youth Empowerment Society. As a Girl Scout for 9 years, Joy completed her Silver Award with a mental health awareness campaign, providing peers at the Boys and Girls Clubs with bookmarks featuring calming techniques and emergency numbers if they need assistance. Joy also serves as a youth ambassador for the Association for the Prevention of Sickle Cell Anemia. She admires American businesswoman and co-founder of Black Entertainment Television, BET, Sheila Johnson, for her willingness to tackle projects others would not consider. Congratulations, Joy. Jayla Kell, nominated by Cora Wilson Walter. Jayla is a sophomore at Aberdeen High School, where she is part of the Gay Straight Alliance and Drama Club and maintains a 3.12 GPA. Jayla has led class groups academically and participated in the Susquehanna Workforces Network Leadership Academy. She was recognized for the most determination, attitude, and hustle as a basketball player. Jayla volunteers for her church's food pantry and toy drives and picks apples and vegetables at local farms to provide essential nutrition to those in need. She admires singer-songwriter I Will Survive, Gloria Gaynor, and not only for her music, but her inclusion of others and determination in the face of adversity. Jayla plans to attend art school and become an author in the future. Congratulations, Jayla. Jasminder Coley, nominated by Bradley Frieda. Jasminder is a senior at the Science and Mathematics Academy at Aberdeen High School. She holds a 4.63 GPA and is preparing for a career in neuroscience research. She is working on a project with mentors at Aberdeen Proving Ground using EEG data to detect stress and the effects of trauma. Jasminder is the first female senior patrol leader in her Scouts BSA troop. She is working on an Eagle Scout project to build wheelchair-accessible demonstration gardens on the property of the Friends School of Harford at Falls Creek Farm. She is a member of the Student Government Association, several honor societies, and key and medical clubs, and participates in the Women in STEM group and mock trials. Jasminder admires Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez for her determination and resonant character. Thank you, Jasmine. Rowan Michael, nominated by Jacqueline Selke. Rowan is a freshman in the International Baccalaureate program at Edgewood High. Rowan hosts annual lemonade stands to raise money for the Humane Society of Harford County and participates in canned food drives, clothing and toiletry drives, and throughout her school. Rowan maintains a 4.75 GPA and is on the school's swim team. She admires Claudette Colvin for her integrity and bravery at 15 years of age when she refused to give up her seat on a segregated bus, paving the way for others and eventually helping to overturn segregation in Alabama. Rowan is still contemplating her final career goals, but wants to travel the world and possibly study abroad. You go, girl. Congratulations, Rowan. Molly Martin, nominated by David Glenn. Molly is a senior at Havre de Grace High School with a 4.6 GPA who wants to pursue a bachelor's degree in government and politics and attend law school. She recently served as a student page for the Maryland General Assembly. Molly volunteers as a counselor for 5th grade students at Harford Glen and is a member of the Citizens Against Trash, the CAT Club, of Havre de Grace. She has also helped design a tree for the Holiday Tree Jubilee, made Valentine's Day cards for veterans at Perry Point, and worked with Operation Christmas Child. Molly has held leadership roles as president of the school's orchestra and vice president of the National Honor Society. She admires Matilda O'Neill, daughter of John O'Neill, who defended Havre de Grace during the War of 1812, for her bravery in negotiating her father's release from British captivity when she was only 15 years old. Molly is unable to join us this evening, but we recognize her for her outstanding accomplishments. Divya Simare, nominated by Ingrid Risley. Divya is a junior in the Biomedical Sciences program at Bel Air High School. She volunteers with the residents at Anna's House and assists with local citizens experiencing food insecurity through her work with the Maryland Food Bank, Bel Air United Methodist Church, and Shivya Vishnu Temple, and residents of local nursing and assisted living facilities. Divya maintains a weighted 4.9 GPA and is a member of National Math, French, and Science Honor Societies. She is also a member of the Speech and Debate and Envirothon clubs, and is trained and enjoys singing traditional Carnatic music. Because of events she witnessed and experienced during the pandemic, Divya wishes to become a psychiatrist to help people suffering with mental illness. She admires Karen Horney, a psychologist best known for feminine psychology, and her contributions during a time when women's leadership and contributions were often overlooked. Thank you, Divya, and congratulations. Emijah Taylor, nominated by Robin Scott. Emijah, a 7th grader at Aberdeen Middle School, maintains a 3.7 GPA and is a mentor to 6th graders. She is a student representative to the school administration to discuss and seek peaceful resolutions to protesting issues. As a member of the Word of Faith International Outreach Church, Emijah sings in the choir, assists with Sunday school, and helps with holiday outreach. Emijah admires Madam C.J. Walker for her determination as an African-American entrepreneur and the first female self-made millionaire in an era where Black women were often disregarded. Congratulations, Emijah. Kayomi Tan, nominated by Meredith Helt. Kayomi is a junior at C. Milton Wright High School. She is president of Voices of Equity and a member of the Superintendent's Student Advisory Council. Kayomi helped create learning module content to inform 39,000 students about Harford County Public Schools policy and procedures on bullying, harassment, intimidation, and discrimination. At 14, she founded a business that created and sold handmade tie-dye apparel with proceeds that benefited Charity Water, an organization that provides safe drinking water to people in developing countries. Kayomi seeks to study law with a major or minor in business and build a career in corporate law. She volunteers for SARC, the NAACP, and community food banks while maintaining a 4.56 GPA. She admires Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and today is her birthday, for her dedication to advocating for gender equality. Congratulations, Kayomi. Michaela Webb, nominated by Benita Holland Buchanan. Michaela is a senior at the International Baccalaureate program at Edgewood High School. She volunteers with Crown of Life Church's grocery giveaways at Upper Chesapeake Medical Center. We Can Serve, the Harford County Health Department, and she also serves as a tutor with the National Honor Society. Michaela maintains a 4.125 GPA and has completed an internship with the Army Educational Outreach Program. She plans to pursue a degree in biology and public health and a career in the medical field. Michaela admires civil rights advocate Angela Davis for her courage and ability to pave her own path. Congratulations, Michaela. Leah Wynn, nominated by Benita Holland Buchanan. Leah is a senior at Bel Air High School with dual enrollment at Harford Community College. With a GPA of 4.31, she is a member of several honor societies and the Student Government Association. She participated in a 3-month MTM Foundation Business and Entrepreneurship program as the CEO of her own company, the Wynn Company and 5 Keys to Academic Success. Leah is a student intern for a genetic counselor of oncology at MedStar Franklin Square and a student intern for an anesthesiologist and critical care specialist at Johns Hopkins Hospital. You're really testing me. She also volunteers her time with the Rotary Club and Young Enrichment Society and is a member of the speech and debate team and Reach Club. Leah is president of Voices of Equity Blind Spot at school and established the first Black student union and serves as its president. Leah's ultimate goals are to seek inclusion, diversity, equity, compassion, and understanding in biomedical technical fields. Congratulations, Leah. Wow. Please join me in a round of applause for all of our nominees. Okay. I am going to announce that Michelle Krasinski, the clerk of the court, has joined us as an elected official, so welcome, Michelle. I thought you were going to sneak in, right? Now for the highlight of the evening, the winners of the 2023 Leading Women Awards. These young trailblazers exemplifying the leading women qualifications of academic excellence and community engagement. When your name is called, please come up here, back to the stage, and come up here, stage left. For the 7th and 8th grade group, our winner is Emijah Taylor, nominated by Robin Scott. For our 9th and 10th grade group winner, Joy Jacobs, nominated by Patricia Page. And for an 11th grade and 12th grade group, our winner is Leah Wynn, nominated by Benita Holland Buchanan. Congratulations to our wonderful winners. Please help me again, everybody, by celebrating with one final round of applause. You're up.
Thank you so very much, Stacy. And congratulations again to our talented nominees. I'm very excited and personally excited to see what these impressive young leaders will accomplish next. And wow, I can tell you my GPA was not that high in high school. Ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude tonight's program. And will the nominees please join us on stage? We will be doing some group photos. And also, everyone, please be safe as you drive home tonight. And thank you again for being here. And congratulations to all the nominees and the winners, the women of the past, the women of the present, and the women of the future. Good night.